Hi guys, good day to all. We'll be discussing the SLEM 6 compare and contrast comets, meteors, and asteroids. Expectation for this module, you will be specifically characterize asteroids, comets, and meteors. Number 2 is to compare and contrast asteroids, comets, and meteors. Describe meteors, meteorites, and meteoroid. Every year, the Philippines is hit by typhoon. No part of the country is spared. All provinces have been visited by a typhoon at one time or another. In recent years, the Philippines had been overwhelmed by powerful tropical cyclones. Who could forget the terrible flood brought by tropical storm Ondoy in 2009? Or the people swept out to the sea during tropical storm Sendong in 2011, or the poor community of the Bataan buried in the mud spawned by a typhoon Pablo in 2012. According to the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, PAGASA, about 20 tropical cyclones enter Philippine area of responsibility each year. We have to be knowledgeable about tropical cyclones if we want to prevent the loss of more lives. So let us discuss what comets are. Where do they come from? Comets are icy bodies that orbit the sun. In 1950s, a Dutch astronomer named Jan H. Oort proposed a theory stating that a large cloud of materials can be found beyond our solar system. These are millions of icy balls, gas, and dust that exist in what we call as the Oort cloud. The gravitational pull of a passing star may cause one of these balls to fall out and orbit the sun. Such an object is called comet. There are three basic parts of comet: the nucleus, which is the solid matter found at the center of the comet; the coma, which is made up of cloud of vapor that encircles the nucleus as sunlight evaporates some of its ice. The coma and the nucleus make up the comet's head. Comets have the third part, which is the tail, which appears only when it gets closer to the sun and disappears as it gets farther from the sun. The tail of the comet always points away from the sun because it is blown outward by the solar wind. Most of the comets develop tails that can extend for millions of kilometers as they approach the sun. Early astronomers believed that the sun has a strong force that drives away particles of the coma to develop tail. This is because the tail of the comet points away from the sun in a slightly curved manner. Later, scientists identified the two solar forces that cause tail formation. First is the radiation pressure brought by radiant energy from the sun, and the second is the solar wind, a stream of charged particles emitted from the sun. Oftentimes, a single-tailed comet is produced, which is composed of both dust and ionized gases. But comets with two tails are observed too. A second tail is formed when extremely light ionized gases are pushed directly away from the sun. These gases producing the coma recondense. The tail vanishes and the comet returns to cold storage. As a comet orbit drives it away from the sun, objects that was blown from the coma to produce the tail disappears. The inactive comet, which looks like an asteroid, sustains its orbit without a coma or tail. When all the gases are removed, scientists believe that few comets continue to be active for more than few hundreds close orbits of the sun. The most famous comet, Halley Comet or Halley's Comet, discovered by Edmund Halley in 1682, revolves around the sun once every 76 years. And this comet came near the Earth last 1986. When will it come back? Asteroids are small rocky objects that orbit the sun like planets. A small solar system object composed mostly of rock. Many of these objects orbit the sun between the Mars and Jupiter. Their sizes ranges anywhere from 33 feet, which is 10 meters in diameter, to less than 620 miles, 1,000 kilometers. The largest known asteroid, Ceres, has a diameter of 579 miles, which is 926 kilometers, a region of space between Mars and Jupiter where the great majority of asteroids is found. Next is Meteoroid. Is a solid body in interplanetary space before it reaches the Earth's atmosphere. A meteor denotes the fiery streak or shooting star, which appears when a tiny meteoroid strikes the Earth's atmosphere and burns up. Most meteors result from meteoroids no more than a few centimeters in diameter. The larger meteoroids, which survive a fiery passage through the Earth's atmosphere as a meteor and strikes the Earth's surface, is called meteorite. The meteoric material less than a tenth of a millimeter in diameter is called cosmic dust. Next, meteors appears when centimeter size meteoroids traveling at least 11 km per second, but more usually 30 to 55 km per second, strikes the Earth's atmosphere. The maximum speed is 72 km per second. The meteoroid's kinetic energy of motion converts into heat, vaporizing the meteoroid at a highest above 60 km. The hot vapor trail is what we see as a meteor. The vaporized material may reach temperatures of 1000 to 2000 kelvins. The period during which the meteor flashes is called incandescent flight. The period after the light phenomena cease is called dark flight. Meteorites, the size of a golf ball, 2 or 3 centimeters or larger, vaporize in exceptionally brilliant flashes called fireballs or bodies. These may also produce a variety of sounds. Theodore Abrahamsen's photo at the right capture of perceived meteor on August 12, 1986. So let us have meteor shower. You can see 5 or 6 meteors each hour from any given vantage point on Earth. When atmospheric conditions allow, up to 25 million meteors arrive each day, dropping about 100 tons of material. Most meteors are composed of debris left behind by comets as they orbit the sun. A meteor shower occurs when the Earth intersects a comet's path and moves through the stream of debris and thus emitted by comet. The meteors in shower appear to originate from one area of the sky called the radiant. The meteor shower is usually named after the constellation in which the radiant lies. Meteor showers occur at the same time each year. Common meteor showers result in 10 to 50 meteors per hour. And now we're done. I hope you learned a lot from our discussions. I hope you subscribe to my channel to get more of the updates.